What's up everybody, it's Mr. Hem here. So in this video series, what I did was I recorded myself teaching my students doing VCE Software Development how to develop their software related to their outcome, which was a practice SAC or school assessed coursework, and it was based off a ordering system for a company named Kewpie Sushi. Now this company is made up, but the actual system is a valid system that exists within. I've been to a restaurant that has it. So anyway, so let's get started. So the SAC sheet that we're given was this one. So let me introduce the actual company and the project to them. Spring Valley East Kewpie Sushi Shop. Spring Valley East Kewpie Sushi Shop is a casual Japanese eat-in and takeaway restaurant famous for their delicious ramen noodles, Naruto ramen. This particular company is seeking to reduce the number of waiters they employ to increase the efficiency of their order volume output. So they want to basically replace staffing with electronics ordering system. So they would like to invest in an electronic ordering system where customers do not need to rely on waiters to take orders, but rather the waiter's job instead is to bring the food out to the tables. I guess they could get robots to do that at some point, right? The new system will replace the waiter's pen and paper system with iPads present on every dining table. Customers would come in and be seated by the waiters. They will then be introduced to the ordering system and left to order on their own. So I guess you still need the waiter to kind of be there to assist, but I guess you could have less waiters. You could, the app will, and also it takes a load off them to have the order. The app will have an electronic menu that customers can order from. They will be able to select the meal and adjust the desired amount ordered. When they have completed their order, they can opt to check out, and the total cost is calculated for their meal. The orders goes to the kitchen to be made or handled. When the customer has finished, they will electronically request a bill and the waiter will process the order for them. So I guess that's not automatic, but that could be. You are tasked with implementing the electronic menu and the ordering system aimed for the iPad mini. You are to produce a fully working software solution complete with user data validation. Okay, so that's pretty much the project, and at this point we'll be doing the creation of the software solution. They allocated 3 periods to do it. They'll have to add things such as data validation, use complex data structures such as records, lists, or dictionaries dependingly, and have some file input output, make sure they follow naming conventions and complete as much of the project as possible. They also need to test their solution and also do a usability test. Alright, no worries. So if we scroll down further, this is the software requirement specification given to them, and this kind of lists what the project has to do. We got already an idea of what it has to do, and this is all the stuff that's within the scope. Fully working mobile solution with input fields, a menu page with an XML file read-in, so the stuff on the menu must be from an XML file, billing information, active current order lists, searches and sorts. I most likely be searching and sorting the menu, attractive user interface, and internal documentation, which is commenting the code. Things that are not in the scope are all these things. Won't read that, but here's pretty much the crux of what we need to develop. So we've got functional requirements here, such as the welcome page, custom order page, menu page, and they're all the things that we need to do. And as we do it, we'll have a look at that. But probably we want to start with the welcome page. To start a new order, customers will need to enter the welcome page to the enter from the welcome page to the customer order page. All previous orders will be cleared and total cost will be zeroed if if this was to happen. And the customer order page, customer may access FRO3, so they can access the menu page from here, and customers can opt to check out, which is FRO8, check out, which is this one. And customers can also request a bill, which is 13, and the documentation is there, and also do 15, which is decrement or increment order. Okay, so this is pretty much all the stuff that's required from them. They need to develop all of this to complete their fully working software, and they need to make sure they have this resolution. All right, and then there's a design doc, and then some pseudocode for them to implement. So a lot of the work, a lot of the code design is done for them. They just need to translate that to Visual Basics code. All right, let's get into it. So I've already done the recording for it, but we do miss the first part where I do it in class. So I'll just catch you up on it. So what we did was we created a project called SKKSR, whatever the project was, right? And I'll just run this. And scroll through a little bit just to show you what was done on the project. So we created 2 forms, and we named the 2 forms. The first form we named was welcome_page, and we added a button into the welcome page. Now the welcome page and the order page would have been created with this particular size over here, would have been this particular size. And just to give you an idea of how to size your window from another project, this is just some other project, but just you click on form and you would change the size here to this particular size. And then a button was added in, like a big button in the middle, and this was it was programmed to go to this form, so that we needed to add also this form. To add new forms, I'll just show you over here. I'll just close those off. You right click on this and you add new item, and then you select a form basically, or you can just add Windows form here, right here, and then you can name it whatever you want. And we've named one this and one customer_order.form here. In the customer page, we added a button and we programmed it to do this, where it created an order page in here. So it created this order form and it passed the reference me to its, so basically welcome page, which is in itself called me right now, it passed its reference saying that I'm the parent, I'm making you need to remember who I am. Then it's asking the order page to show, and then it hides itself. So it does basically a form switch. Let's keep going. Okay, so in the customer order form, we put in a button there where we call it BTN back, and I think we must have missed out on a here we go. So and also in the customer order form, we created a private parent as form. This is the memory location that we'll use to save who created this particular form. Remember how welcome page created a form? We actually, the welcome and the me was put in. The me gets slotted here, and then it gets kind of put into this location, which is that, so that customer order form will remember who made it. It will remember that the welcome page made it. So at some point, when we press the back button, we can hide itself or close itself and open and show the welcome page so that we can go back to the welcome page. So it's just form navigation here. So that part's important. And then over here, to make it go back, you basically go parent.show. All right, parent.show without the semicolon, and then that will show the welcome page. And then after that, depending on what you want, generally if you're showing the welcome page, you don't want to show the customer form anymore. So you kind of got a choice right now. You can either close the customer form, which you should, because you should spawn a new one, or you can hide it. So it's kind of up to us at that point. Let me just okay, so I decided to close it instead. So close the customer form and show the welcome form. So the welcome form is never closed. Actually, it's the first form that we use. So if we close that, we close the whole program. So we actually don't want to close that first customer welcome page anyway. All right. Let's keep going. See how far. What else I do. Now, it's good practice if you're going to go back, especially if you're going to close a form, to ask to make sure that if the customers are sure. So what I write is dim response equals message box open brackets, are you sure? And so this message box will we will allow it to be click OK or cancel, and then that based on the response we will do this code. So if the response, then we write if response equals the VB message VB OK. So if they click on OK, because the message box would create a little box asking whether they can click on a button OK or not, or cancel. Then we will do this, and if it's not okay, then we won't do this. So it's good practice to ask the user, especially if you're going to close something. If a user was actually click on it. So there you go. Are you sure? And it goes back there, and then the customer page is closed there. All right. Something else you can add is you can go comma and give it some kind of style, and you can choose to give it different styles. You can give it a yes no, so that and then over here you can change it VB to VB yes instead. So you can change your style. Instead of an OK cancel, you can choose a yes no, which makes more sense because it's pretty much a yes or no answer, right? And then there you go, you got a yes no here, which makes more sense there. No, and you don't go, and then it doesn't go back. So that's pretty much the test there. All right, I think I'll end it at this point, and we'll keep narrating the video. So I'll see you in the next video.